A great debut victory from Nico Rosberg and Mercedes. What did they manage to unlock from the tyres that the others didn't here?
Well, obviously an amazing victory. I think the key though as well is that they started from the front. They had a good performance level, and when you're in that situation, you're not under pressure like the other cars are to overtake. You can manage the race, so manage the tyres in that respect. They also clearly done a lot of work on the car, and this year they've really started to use the Pirelli tyres much better than they did last year. And people were talking before the race that they were struggling to keep them in what they described as a performance window. But the team had already told us that they'd found a few ideas that they felt would help, and clearly today we saw the results with a very strong victory.
How difficult is to make a two-stop strategy work on a circuit that is well known for a high degree of tyre degradation?
Well, two-stop was always feasible here, but it was always going to be on the limits, and I'm quite sure in Mercedes, when they had a 20+ second advantage, there was discussions to say should they do a third pit stop, and with the second and third cars using a three-stop strategy, you could possibly say that three-stop was probably the safer option. But they did it, they managed it, and arrived with quite a big advantage at the end of the race. But it was, I was not going to say a risky strategy, but a very aggressive strategy.
We saw plenty of great wheel-to-wheel racing all the way down the field. How does the 2012 P0 tyre range facilitate this?
Well, you need to have cars, of course, that are close together in terms of performance level, and that's one of the fundamentals that we've got this year, and is very important for us. But the tyres, you know, with the degradation that you've got, you have to manage them, and when you're also under a lot of pressure and you're fighting either defending a position or trying to overtake another car, that means that you're likely to be stressing the tyres more and maybe creating greater degradation, which means then you can create greater opportunities to overtake. So it's a fascinating battle out there to use your tyres best, and we saw today quite an amazing situation with particularly the positions from 2nd through to 8th, where with 8 laps to go there was 2 seconds between all the cars, which is something I'm quite sure we'd like to see going through to the end of the season.
It's been a long time since we had a brand new team and driver win a race. What does they say about the level of competition at the moment?
Well, it's sort of a new team. It's obviously derived from the Brawn team, which was winning with Jenson Button just a few years ago. So it's not entirely new, but it is great to see a new driver winning. You know, the sport is all about great drivers, and Nico has clearly come of age and got his first victory, and I'm quite sure they'll be hoping that's the first of many. But yeah, it's great. It's great for Mercedes. You know, the team is clearly one of the top teams, and they were maybe not as happy as they wanted to be for the last couple of seasons, but this year it looks like they're going to be really in the mix for the championship.
We have the same tyre nomination for Barheïn, medium and soft. How different are the challenges that they will face at the Shakir circuit?
Well, Barheïn risks, amongst many things, to have maybe some sand on the circuit, which often creates a lot of graining, the cars sliding around. So we hope that the circuit will clear quickly from that point of view. More temperature, we're likely to have a higher temperature in Barheïn, which again can change the characteristics of the tyres, which gives the team another challenge. Seeing the results here, possibly, if we wanted to be aggressive, we could have even considered using a super soft in Barheïn. It's a circuit that's quite closed compared to somewhere like Shanghai. It's going to be much more difficult to overtake, which means the qualifying position is going to be very important. And as we've seen in Shanghai, that qualifying at the moment is very difficult because tenths of seconds split a great number of cars. So we envisage a very strong qualifying session, and it's a very interesting work on strategy.